The fact that Kyrie Irving is still suspended by the Brooklyn Nets, that he has now missed 8 games after he posted a link, a simple link, didn't even comment on it, didn't say, hey, go watch this movie, hey, I support this movie, I support everything this says. No, simply posted a link to a film that is available to watch on Amazon. That was enough to get Kyrie Irving completely and totally canceled by the woke mainstream sports media and by the woke NBA. The same NBA that apparently has no problem when it comes to morally questionable things that happen in China, which they're closely linked to. But when it comes to Kyrie, that's just too far. That you can't say those things, Kyrie. And now Jaylen Brown is calling out the Nets owner, Joe Tsai, for the hypocrite that he is. Celtics Jaylen Brown calls out Joe Tsai's hypocritical ties to communist China amid Kyrie Irving suspension. Celtics forward Jaylen Brown blasted billionaire Brooklyn Nets owner Joe Tsai as a hypocrite for continuing his attacks on Kyrie Irving because Tsai is an unapologetic supporter of the genocidal Chinese regime. And it was only 6 months ago that a big expose came out about Joe Tsai, how connected he is to the Chinese Communist Party. Pretty revealing stuff, but it goes along with everything we've seen from the Marxist NBA. Now, this article says Kyrie was unequivocally wrong for posting a link to a movie that contained anti-Semitic disinformation, and discipline for that is entirely appropriate. Is an 8-game suspension entirely appropriate for putting out that? I don't think that that's the case. Whoever's writing this for Breitbart, but that's a difference of opinion right there. You shouldn't be suspended for a difference of opinion. The man meting out that punishment, however, is Nets owner Joe Tsai, is an open supporter of a country that has one of the worst human rights records in the world. And Jaylen Brown is sick and tired of hearing about the Taiwan-born ethnic Chinese NBA owner moralizing as if he has a leg to stand on. And this was a couple days ago. This is after Monday's game. Listen to what Jaylen Brown says.
Joe Tsai's comment about Kyrie on Twitter. What about that bothered you? And what about Joe Tsai's comment? And then what, if anything, that the league has done has bothered you?
Yeah, his response was alarming to me. I tweeted it out yesterday. He didn't say that the organization was working together to get Kyrie back on the floor. He said that he had more work to do. And our society has more work to do, including Joe Tsai, and it's 2022. It takes 10 minutes of time to see who, these business owners, corporations, etc., who they're associated with, who they're doing business with, and who they're affiliated with. And I'm vice president of the union, and it's part of my job to protect our players legally. And to see Phil Knight first come out and condemn, Kyrie, and also see Joe Tsai say he has more work to do, I think it's time for a larger conversation. And
this is an interesting path to walk for Jaylen Brown. Like you said, he's vice president of the Players Union, so obviously that is part of his directive, is to look out for players. Calling out Phil Knight, owner of Nike, of course, someone else who's done a lot of stuff in China, isn't he? And now making these connections with Joe Tsai and what's going on in China. Very interesting. Let's hear him continue.
Adam came out and said a statement that he doesn't believe Kyrie Irving is anti-Semitic. Yet he's still suspended indefinitely. So those are my thoughts.
So what do you think the reaction should be with him if that's not the way to do it? Like what should be the response?
I said this before. I think it's uncharted territory. I think it's no distinction between what somebody says versus what somebody posts. And I guess that's what they're trying to figure out. The terms that the Brooklyn Nets instituted for his return. I voice, my discomfort. Some of our players, some people in the media voice some of their discomfort with that. And, we've yet to hear, what is the latest with that situation. It's still an indefinite suspension. He's already missed 5 or 6 games. So, how many games is he going to continue to miss? Is it another situation going on there? Is it a larger situation going on there? Is another conversation that need to be had? We've yet to find out. So I'm staying tuned, and I'm keeping my phone on to just see what is going to come of this situation.
For Kyrie to be suspended is crazy. It's fucking crazy. This is the same fucking NBA, okay, that sits there and cancels games and walks out and praises criminals. fucking criminals like Jacob Blake. A bunch of criminals. Let's not get it twisted. We can go back to the summer of 2020. We can look at all the names they were speaking about, of who they're hailing and who they're praising as heroes, who are actually absolute fucking pieces of garbage, right? This is that NBA that has allowed them to be anti-white, that has allowed them to hate white people as much as they want. The same NBA that allowed LeBron James to put a target on a white man's back. But when Kyrie Irving posts something that goes against the grain, that the people in the media don't like and some of the elites don't like, well, all of a sudden it's fair game. The same NBA that's partnered with genocidal China now has problems with a video that Kyrie posted, which is still publicly available on Amazon. You're not going after Amazon too hard, are you? Maybe it's because you want that big money deal that you're trying to negotiate with Amazon to cover NBA games. Weird, isn't it? So it's a tough position for Jaylen Brown to navigate, to be honest with you. I don't know what kind of punishment he can undergo if he just says, hey, look at this guy with his ties to the Chinese Communist Party. I don't know what he would be held to, what standard he would be held to right there. But he's saying this is ridiculous. This dude's been suspended for 5 games initially. He did everything you wanted him to do. You're saying he's not anti-Semitic, but he's not back on the court. So what is going on? Jaylen Brown holding the NBA and Joe Tsai's feet to the fire and asking questions. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.